getting a lot of heat.
I agree. We got him back on the floor, so he should make a little bit of a difference. Oh, the chance has got him lined up. 12-second rule. There it goes.
So even though he didn't stop him, he delayed him enough to get that turnover ball.
That 12-second rule. And France has no timeouts left, so he had to just try and make it. There's Will Grew's got the ball. You can see that Scott and Jason have set picks on Riyadh, so he can't create any trouble defensively. And Will is going to, now they're going to call a penalty on the French player. So he must have reached in. Journal.
Christophe Caronte for France.
Where's he going to go with the ball? Okay, so they got it in a low pointer's hands and back into another low pointer's hands. Chance Sumner is just drooling at that. Here we go. He's got to get rid of it. Oh, and he does. Good play. France puts another one on the board. 4:56 left in the game. They're still working hard out there. The two French players have double-teamed Chance. He gets out of it, it looks like. Because they've got Scott Hodgson is inbounding, so they've got a low pointer inbounding. He might not have as much range as someone else, but he gets it into Chance. He goes around the corner, follows his screens, gets hit, but he's over half. And then he just patiently sits and waits for somebody to come open, and Will Grew comes open.
62-37, heading towards the conclusion of this game. How would you rate the USA performance so far, Duncan?
Well, it's exactly what we expected, isn't it? They're dominant. They probably could be more dominant. They've used everybody on the bench, which is great. You know, they haven't. One of the things about our sport or wheelchair rugby is we want teams to get better, so we don't want to discourage them. So they have used their whole bench, and they've allowed France to have a pretty good game. I'm pretty sure it could have been a lot worse.
I'll take your point.
62-37.
Riyad Salam scoring again for France. Their main man.
I think France has called it what's called a bench timeout. So the coach has called a timeout just to talk to them about what they're doing out there. So he's teaching them. That's what he has to do at this point. That looks like a basketball skill to me. He probably learned that playing basketball. This is why we look at junior basketball programs a lot for recruiting players. Oh, that was nice. The French are making it a little more difficult to inbound the ball. Scott Hodge is inbounding. Into Chance. And Chance is out of there. He should get over half. Oh, he's gonna. Oh.
Well, he didn't have control of that.
That wasn't the best. He led him a little too far. I think that's probably what the Gumby doesn't want. Their coach, Gumbert, doesn't want those kinds of things happening.
Now, if he'd had it in one hand and it was under control, that would have been a score.
Yes, if he caught it, yeah. He has to catch it. You got to have control before you cross the goal line. Here we go. He's got to get rid of it.
Riyad Salam.
He's got nobody to get it to. Is he going to make it? Oh, he made it.
A lot of power in his game.
As well. Will Grew coming up the floor. Double team, but he'll patiently wait for someone else to come open or for himself to get off. He gets off. .342, 63-39. France has got 3 minutes and 41 seconds, and I think a good game for them would be to get to maybe If they could get to 45 points, that'd be good for them.
What sort of coverage is this sport going to be getting at the moment back home in Canada, apart from where we are on Paralympic Sport TV?
Actually, it's sad and unfortunate, but we won't get very good coverage in Canada. My understanding is we're getting about 1 hour a day of a highlight package from CTV, and maybe a little bit on the news. We're not getting any live coverage, and we're not getting, any decent amount of coverage. And it's surprising because we held the Olympics and Paralympics, the Winter Olympics and Paralympics in Vancouver in 2010, and there was a huge demand to get coverage from the same television broadcaster, and they actually broadcast the opening ceremonies and weren't going to, but broadcast the opening ceremonies for the Paralympics. And then there was such a viewership that they had no problem broadcasting the closing ceremonies to the whole of the country. They only broadcast the opening ceremonies in British Columbia, which is the province that was hosting. So it's not good. We try hard to make it better and to make our point. But in Canada and the U.S., a lot of things are determined by sponsorship and sales of advertising. And I don't think that they think they can sell advertising. I know the U.S. is not good either. In fact, I think the U.S. is even worse. So I'm very excited about the coverage that's here. Channel 4 is 18 hours a day.
In this country?
In this country. And Paralympic Sport TV webcasting is fantastic because anybody can pick it up. And I know people that are watching right now back in Canada, and I'll say hello to them. I don't know who exactly is watching right now, but hello, Canada.
Duncan Campbell giving us his expertise on this game that's emphatically gone the way of the United States by 64 to 40 so far. But here's a man who this crowd does seem to love, Riyad Salam.
Just made it all the way up the floor.
I mean, he cuts an imposing figure as well, and I think probably the most imposing figure on this game. He looks action, doesn't he?
He's big.
He's got an image about him.
He's big.
Flamboyant figure. Chance Sumner, who's had a good day as well for the United States. He's what we say in football, a canny player. You know, he's got guile. He's a thinker.
He's going to be excellent in the long run. I want to say thanks to Paralympic Sport TV for doing the broadcasting they're doing too. They're creating a lot of social awareness themselves, and they've come from a very small little entity to quite a large organization now, and they're putting on a lot of coverage, and it's fantastic. People are aware of it. Webcasting is becoming much more the norm for the day, and people are realizing that they don't have to watch TV. They can go to a webcast, and the quality and the coverage is just as good.
Well, it's going to get better and better as the years progress. If we compare the broadband speeds of 4 years ago in some of the big markets, you'd have seen a definite increase in quality and in speed, which allows you to watch. And more and more these days, as you know, Duncan, you think less about your computer and your TV. They're starting to blur together. I've got the odd device that puts anything on my computer on my TV, and I think in the future that's obviously how it's going to be. And
yep,
webcasting,
that's the way it's going.
Very important. We probably won't even call it webcasting in the future. It'll just be there.
It'll be there. All right, we got a minute and 56 left. 66-42.
He's got to get those two wheels on the line. Salam, is he going to go the long way around? Who's going to come back the same way?
Still got lots of time on the score clock. There's still 18 seconds. And he's in. Nicely done.
He's a determined player. You've got to admire his never say die attitude.
And, going back and forth across the key like that helps his other players, because the U.S. team has to move when he goes, and then they can move in and set screens for him. He's actually setting up his own plays.
Number 10 for the United States, Will Group.
67-43. They got a minute and 30. I was hoping they made 45, but they're at 43 with a minute and 30 to go.
Well, we shall see.
I know that some teams set goals in terms of how many goals they score and how many they don't allow. He's switching up the lineups, going back to that starting lineup that he used.
Mathieu Moreau is on the number 10.
Making sure everybody gets playing time, and France has got to do that.
Sebastian Louisa is on as well for France, the player from the Atlantique Rugby Club.
All right, they're going for 44. Minute and 23 left. If they get 44 here, they'll have a chance at 45. And they've got 44.
Nothing that Sumner could do. We were talking earlier about how this sport has evolved, Duncan. Beyond effectively what you considered initially, but how have the rules evolved? Are they radically different to what you first drew up in the mid-70s?
They're not radically different, but they're 40 pages now, and what we drew up in the 70s was 2. So they haven't changed radically, but they are changing constantly, as with any sport. And one of the big changes we made in Beijing and after Athens was we put the 40-second score clock in. Because, coaches will do whatever they can to get their wins. Teams were starting to slow up the game and just play keep away with 6 and 7 minutes left in the game, and it was just boring. It just was not fun to watch. And basically wasn't really that much fun to play. So it took us a long time to make the change, but we put the 40-second score clock in and put the 12 seconds to get over half in, and it has changed the game drastically in terms of how you can play, the strategies you can use. All those things have changed because of that clock, and that makes a big difference to the game.
So we're talking about fine-tuning of the rules that were laid down by the Founding Fathers.
That's right, and usually the fine-tuning is because the coaches find a glitch.
Yeah.
And take advantage of it. And I'm sure that will continue.
Well, it happens in every sport,
exactly.
I think, to be fair, And new technologies as well.
Tennis with their tennis has the video review now.
Yes, that's true. Yes, it's coming to cricket. It's coming to tennis. It's in rugby. It's creeping as well into soccer, into football,
and ice hockey.
Yep.
Come on. Oh, they didn't make 45.
They made 44.
They made 44. I would say that France should come out of this with being happy. They have played a pretty good game. They're playing the best in the world. And the U.S. is just going to come out rested. Nobody played too much. They made sure that everybody on the bench played. All the bench players got lots of playing time. And they're coming out with their win, and they're probably just going to think about who they have to play tomorrow, which is Canada.
Likes of Chukwueze, we saw him in the first quarter. Didn't see too much from him after that. I think he came back on. That's a conscious decision by James Gumbert, is it, to rest one of his pivotal players?
Yeah, and the thing about the U.S.-Canada sort of rivalry, which you can find out about a lot more in that Murder Ball documentary you were talking about. That documentary is a lot of fun to watch, and it concentrates on the Canada-U.S. rivalry, and that rivalry still exists. And Canada, for some reason, plays the U.S. very, very tough. They can lose to, in the World Championships, they lost to Sweden, and they had a real tough game against Belgium, who are ranked quite a bit below them. But they played the U.S., and they lost by 2 points in the fourth quarter, and they were up by 4 for most of the game. So it's, Canada they just get up for playing against the U.S. I think it's a little bit like maybe the English and the French.
I think one of the problems with being English is that most countries you play against have got some sort of historical concern, let's say, dating back from
I imagine so.
empires and wars of years gone by, including the French, the Germans, the Scots, the Irish. The list can go on, but
the fans are thanking the players, and the players are thanking the fans. It's wonderful. This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's been a good, raucous crowd. I mean, they're aware that this is a group game. They're also aware they're seeing a talented outfit in the United States. And, home concerns aside, Duncan, how close are the Canadian team, do you think, to the American team? Is it...
they have to have one of the best games they've ever played, basically. They can do it. Nobody expects them to do it, though. I'll put it that way. I don't want to say that. Nobody else expects them to do that.
Well, we shall see. It's a one-off game. It's winner takes all. It isn't.
That's right.
Group stage ended with this one between the United States and this French team.
Semi-finals are tomorrow.
Starman for France was undoubtedly the big number 9. We had Salam, who was everywhere, all action, all motion, but points came easy to Will Grew and Andy Cohn and Seth McBride and Chance Sumner for the United States. 21-9 was the first quarter score. Closer in the second quarter.
Yeah, they had one quarter where they were close. But, yeah, you can't let somebody score 60-some-odd points and expect to win a game.
55-33 the score after the third, and then 70-44 to the United States. You've got a lot of passionate support here as well, as indeed have the French who've come over and down the tunnel from the other side of the channel.
Hope you enjoyed it, and, you know, if you get another chance, the semis are tomorrow, and they will be fantastic games. Thanks, Paralympic Sport TV, for putting this on.
Well, Duncan Campbell, thank you for your expertise, and it's been great hearing the old stories and getting your analysis, and we hope to talk to you again on Paralympic Sport TV. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And from myself, Francis Collings, that's it from this event, and we'll come back and chat soon. Bye-bye.
Well, a very good evening to you from London 2012. This is a big one, a very, very big evening tonight at Excel. My name's Amy Bainbridge. In front of you, you can see the athletes in the sitting volleyball teams that are going to contest the bronze medal match, and then later on tonight we have the gold medal match. So the teams in front of you going for bronze are the Ukraine and the Netherlands. The Ukraine lost to the USA in the semi-final, and the Netherlands almost pulled off the tournament's biggest shock after taking China to 5 sets in their semi-final. They eventually lost 3-2. Ukraine is ranked number 3 in the world, and they did beat the Netherlands 3-1 during pool play, and are narrow favourites for bronze. But I do stress narrow favourites because, well, this is a final and this could go either way. Very, very similar results throughout the tournament. Look, playing off for the gold medal tonight is China and the USA. That is, of course, the rematch of the Beijing 2008 Paralympic Games gold medal match. That was won by the Chinese, and China beat USA during pool play. China is the world number 1 team and the USA world number 2, so fitting that both teams are meeting in the gold medal match. But our focus now, in just 3 minutes' time, this bronze medal match will get underway. Excel is packed this evening. Here we have the officials walking out onto the court. It has been a fantastic day of competition at London 2012. I just can't tell you how good it's been. The weather has been phenomenal. It is hot, sunny, a very, very light breeze, and just divine to be out and about at Olympic Park. And so many people have taken the opportunity to get behind these Paralympic Games and enjoy such a spectacular week. So there we have Joe Campbell from the USA and France Marcoux from Canada. So plenty of Dutch supporters here this evening, and now we'll have the Ukraine team introduced. Okay, so play to begin this for the bronze medal of London 2012. Ukraine to serve. It is Larissa Ponomarenko with the ball there. Nice block from the Netherlands. And the shot is long. The spike is long. So the point is awarded to Ukraine. They get on the scoreboard first. It's a nice serve, putting the Netherlands under pressure straight away. I believe that was touched by the Dutch player. It was, so 2-0 Ukraine. You can see on the replay here, yes, it did just come off the hand of Bakker. So Ukraine off to a flying start here. So Larissa Ponomarenko serving again for a third time. Can she, a fourth time rather, can she get another point for her serve? So that was a net infringement. You're of course not allowed to come into contact with the net. So a quick timeout here. So as expected, Ukraine comes out absolutely flying. So the Netherlands did have a very long 5-set match, as I mentioned, against China. There may be a little fatigue there. It's a very long tournament when you play team sports like this, and for example, wheelchair basketball. Turning out day after day. They do have a management team to take care of these athletes, but nevertheless, you can be mentally tired as well as, of course, physically tired. So 4-0. So neither team awarded a point there. Oh, lovely placement. I believe it was Alona Yudina. So 5-0 Ukraine, lovely block. Oh, beautiful. They're just so sharp, this Ukrainian outfit. And this is a dream start for them, but quickly turning into a nightmare for the Netherlands. So a double touch. It would have been one of the Netherlands players had a double touch there. So Ponomarenko serving well again. Oh, is it wide? No, it didn't even touch, so. Well, that's the longest rally so far. The point goes to Ukraine. I believe somebody touched the net. I can't be sure which player, so 8-0. A very, very strong start and looking formidable, Ukraine. So to get here, Ukraine beat Great Britain 3 sets to love. They beat the Netherlands 3-1. They beat Japan 3 sets to love, and they beat the they were beaten by the United States, rather, not winning a set against the United States. As for the Netherlands, they defeated Japan 3-1. Defeated Great Britain 3 sets to 0. Very well. They lost to Ukraine, as I mentioned earlier, and lost to China, as I mentioned, also 3-2. The tournament started a week ago, and the men's will be wrapping up tomorrow. So just the 2 women's games tonight, the bronze medal match and of course the gold medal match, which begins at 9 o'clock local time, and then we have the medal ceremonies later tonight. So I do hope you can stay with us on Paralympic Sport TV for the coverage of the women's sitting volleyball. Ponomarenko, well, she's the only player to have served at all for either team this match. Lovely save from Udina. Oh, and the Netherlands, they had to get on the scoreboard at some point, so they've done it. And this will give them just a little boost and help them get some momentum. Yolanda Slenter serves. So stringing 2 points together, 8 plays 2, the Netherlands trailing by 6. Slenter again. The serve is long. So disappointing for Slenter there. And Ina Ostinska to serve now for Ukraine. Oh, that's well long. So those are the kinds of errors that you make under the immense pressure that we have, and also just trying to close out the point a little too quickly there. Given they're trailing, they're very keen to make up the deficit, so that's when some errors creep in, but never mind. Ukraine 10, Netherlands 3. A little smile there from the umpire, Joe Campbell, who hails from the United States of America. So Karim van der Haar serves again, and all of a sudden it's a very different looking match. Shows what an advantage it can be to be serving and to set up the point. Jokke van Marum serves. It's long. Ilona Udina. So a net infringement, coming into contact with the net. And don't forget you can tweet using the Sitting Volleyball hashtag. There's been some people tweeting courtside as well. So 12 plays 8, the scoreline looking a lot healthier from the Netherlands' perspective at least. Ukraine won't want it. Going to give up too much more of their deficit. So 13-8. So if you just enter the hashtag Sitting Volleyball, you can comment on the game. Let us know what you think and who you think might win. Good work from the blockers there from Ukraine. Finding the gap, so 15 plays 8. And it will be Valentina Brick to serve. So the Netherlands hanging in there, not making huge inroads on the scoreboard. They were down 8-0 at the start of this set, but have clawed their way back. But Ukraine keeps building on that great start they've had. Great block. Point is awarded to Ukraine. And we'll have a timeout. So a fantastic crowd at Excel tonight, and there have been fantastic crowds at the venues everywhere throughout these past 10 days of competition. It's been so impressive. Very hot today, I feel for the tennis players. One sport in particular would have suffered during the heat. Track and field athletes as well. And look, there's a few people at the Sitting Volleyball who are tweeting pictures from inside the stadium. If you want to take a look, just put in the Sitting Volleyball hashtag. Some nice little action photos, but of course all the action is here right on your screen on Paralympic Sport TV. The Dutch supporters always so distinctive. They've had a lot to cheer about the last couple of days, particularly on the tennis court, the women's wheelchair tennis, the men's wheelchair tennis. Got such a strong pedigree of players right at the top of their field. and they forced the error. So Ukraine 17, the Netherlands 9. It's this constant, relentless pressure and power. So the speed and accuracy of Ukraine's shot play at the moment is extraordinary. Out of bounds, I believe. So the point is awarded to the Netherlands. And Karin van der Haar to serve. Nice block, but came into contact with the net. You can see there, just kissing the top of the tape there with the fingers. The serve is long, so that's disappointing. And plenty of other action tonight. When we have our set break, I will bring you up to speed with some other things that are happening right around London 2012. Nice block again from the number 11, Larissa Ponomarenko. So no point awarded, but the serve to come again from Ponomarenko. Nice piece of play there. You can see the height that the Dutch are getting on their set shots to set up the spike, leaving them plenty of time to read the play from the Ukrainians and find the gap. Just falls inside the baseline of the court. So Ukraine closing in on a victory. Of course, it's the best of 5 sets and you have to get to 25 points, but you must win the set by 2 points. A point awarded to Ukraine. So tonight at London 2012, we have the athletics on. We've got men's goalball. We've got the women's team table tennis, class 1 to 3, and also wheelchair basketball, the women's medal matches. And I tell you what, they are going to be great games as well. So I'll keep you across what's happening in the other sports when we have our breaks at the end of each set. So plenty of people on Twitter cheering on our athletes here at the sitting volleyball. Many people saying they're in awe of these athletes. It is, well, volleyball is hard enough as it is. The agility and flexibility that these athletes have, these sitting volleyball athletes, is really impressive. So as Tinska serves again, set point. And they've done it, so they've closed out the first set, 25-14. So here we have the statistics, and Ukraine up on the spikes, the blocks, but not digs at this point, and 3 aces to Ukraine as well. And both teams have made some service errors, which they're going to want to try and rectify. So the crowd right into this tonight, and now the United States, it's a very big evening for Netherlands supporters. The United States is playing the Netherlands in the bronze medal game of the women's wheelchair basketball. It's currently 20-20 in the second quarter, so 20 in the United States and 20 to the Netherlands. So I'll keep you up to date with what's happening there. Now, the men's goalball we have on at the moment, Turkey has just defeated Lithuania 4-1. That was in the bronze medal match at the Copper Box. And look, the table tennis team event has just gotten underway between Italy and Great Britain. So we'll keep you across what's happening there. But now our focus is on the bronze medal match of the sitting volleyball. So Ukraine looking to get off to a really quick start again here, but it hasn't happened this time around. It's 1-1, and the Netherlands to serve. It's Elvira Stinnesen to serve. You can see her on the screen there. So the Netherlands have started this second set in a much better fashion than the first set, that's for sure. Ukraine came out fighting and ready to go, and the Netherlands were quite shell-shocked, it's fair to say. The Ukraine raced to an 8-0 lead. So another point to Ukraine, and it's 3-3 in the second set, and some great photos coming through on Twitter from people inside Excel this evening. If you want to have a look at some of the crowd shots, there's some pretty cute kids as well. So another point awarded to Ukraine, and Ostinska to serve again. So someone's just tweeted that they're quite confused by sitting volleyball. If you haven't seen it before, it is a very fast and furious game. 6 players on the court. You may elect to have a defensive-only player, which is what the Netherlands have done at the moment. The net is 1 metre and 5 centimetres high. The rules are pretty much the same as regular volleyball. You're only allowed to play 3 shots each side of the net for each team. Someone said they don't even know who the teams are. Well, I can tell you on the left-hand side, that is Ukraine on the left-hand side of your screen, and orange, as distinctive as ever, that is the Netherlands. And this is the bronze medal match, so hopefully that clears up a few things for you. Now, for sitting volleyball, you need to keep your buttocks on the floor, or at least the back of your torso, depending on what shot you're playing, at all times when you're playing. So it's called lifting if you do fail to make that contact, and you'll lose a point for your team if you do that. First to 25 in a set, and you must win the set by 2 points. So that's the basics, the very basics. So the Netherlands to serve again, this to make it level at 7-7 in the second set. It's a lot tighter, the opening stages of this second set. Oh, goodness me, some confusion there. Miscommunication from the Netherlands. So Ukraine moves to an 8-6 lead in the second set. There'll be a timeout. But a rare mistake of that kind at this level. Doesn't only happen a couple of times a game when there's a miscommunication or just a bit of confusion as to who the set was actually for. Somebody on Twitter is saying, who is blowing that air horn? Well, you can hear it constantly, can't you, on the television? No doubt. A very enthusiastic supporter. I'm glad I'm not sitting next to them, that's for sure. Otherwise, I'd be going slightly deaf. So here we go, the Ukraine with 4 aces thus far. Very nice from Churkina, Angelika Churkina, the number 2 you can see on your screen. He serves long. So the Netherlands with an opportunity. So net infringement, I believe, was called there with Ukraine touching the net. So another no-no at this in this game. There you can see it, the net wobbling there due to the contact. So 9 plays 8, much tighter in the second set, as expected. This is much more what we'd expect from a match like this. And Ukraine lost to the USA in the semi-final. I did watch that match, and gee, the USA just so impressive. I've not had a chance to call one of China's matches this week, so I'm really looking forward to the match-up tonight, even though China beat the United States in the pool rounds, the preliminary rounds. So the Netherlands hits the lead again in this second set. So that's a Ukrainian timeout, and the coach is Viktor Timonchenko. The assistant coach is Yaroslav Malovin, and Gana Alfarova is the therapist and trainer that you might see making an appearance on the screen here and there. You notice a lot of the athletes have their shoulders strapped. And I was watching a game of wheelchair rugby earlier today, or murder ball as we call it, and speaking with a wheelchair rugby player about the shoulder issues that you have when you play high intensity sports, when you rely on your arms and shoulders so much to do a lot of the work for you. Corinne van den Haar playing well for the Netherlands. Nice block there from Ukraine. So I believe the Netherlands hit the net again. Oh, lovely placement. Such good vision. She was side on to the net and saw through her peripheral vision just out the side of her eye, her right eye, just where to perfectly place that shot. Very impressive play. So Ukraine just coming up with a few different shots now. A little more speed they're using and attacking a little more. Some people on Twitter saying who knew this game could be so tense. Oh yes, extremely tense. So 12 all in the second set. Thought for a moment one of the Dutch players interfered with the net, but I think it was just wobbling from the contact of the ball. Oh, and the Netherlands have done it again. So their demeanour has changed markedly since that first set where they were down by quite a bit, managed to rally but still were beaten in that first set. The score was 25-14. So a convincing win in the first set to Ukraine. So the serve was long from the number 15, Anne Rubin. Nice attacking play there again by the Netherlands, and they're very much in the hunt for the victory in the second set. Trailing Ukraine by a set. They haven't scored a set yet, but haven't won a set yet, but it looks as though they have every chance of winning this second set. Also tonight we have wheelchair fencing on. Men's discus, men's shot put. So men's discus is F32, 33, 34. Shot put F20. Men's discus throw 37, 38. And the women's 100 metres T35 is on. And gee, I tell you, it was an extraordinary night at the stadium last night. David Weir was racing, the wheelchair racer David Weir, and went for his third gold medal, and of course he won the 800 metres, and I was standing there with a plastic cup of water, and such was the sound of the crowd. My cup was vibrating. The water inside was shaking in my hand. It was so loud, deafening in there. The atmosphere was fantastic at night at the stadium. It's a beautiful stadium. That was an easy point for Ukraine. It's perhaps just, I don't know, momentarily losing focus there. And of course the sprinter Peacock winning the 100 metres, and Oscar Pistorius, the very well-known Paralympian who's running in the 400 metres tomorrow night at the stadium. Well, the South African, he came fourth in that race, which was a bit of a surprise, but no surprise that young Peacock could run as well as he did. With the home crowd behind you, it really is showing that, as it always does at the Olympics and the Paralympics, that it really is just allows athletes to really reach inside themselves and put on their best performances. (17 plays 16), the Netherlands to serve. Now in this bronze medal game, something quite interesting has happened for the women's wheelchair basketball. The Netherlands now up 38 to the United States 24. So that's a real surprise. Still in the second quarter. We must be getting towards the end of the second quarter, but I'll keep you up to date with what's happening there. That's a real surprise. A longer rally here. Brick. It's a nice set. Oh, and they found the gap. Lovely spike there. I believe it was Brick. She'll now go and serve. Have a look at the replay. Beautiful communication. Valentina Brick. It's a great serve. So she followed up that awesome spike by a very well-placed serve. 18 all in the second set. The Netherlands need to win this second set. It will put them under extraordinary pressure if they have to come back from 2 sets down, and it would give the Ukraine so much confidence. But look at them go. Ukraine just able to pull out these shots when it absolutely matters. We're getting to the business end of this second set. So we'll have a timeout. 19-18 So that first set scoreline, once again, 25-14. The duration was 20 minutes. And look, Ukraine got off to such a strong start, and the Netherlands were just trailing the whole way, fighting to stay in it. They rallied on a few occasions, but in the end it was a very convincing win in that first set from Ukraine. Oh, and the agility of the Ukrainian side really put to the test there, but it was really a misplaced set shot in the end, and that shot is long again, so the Netherlands doing their best to close out this set. Netherlands inching closer, 21-19. They only need to reach 25 by 2 points, of course, though. What can Ukraine come up with here? Very nice, a lot of power. Well done, under pressure Ukraine, so scores tied up at 21 all. Ukraine inching in front again. What can the Netherlands do here? They need to win this second set. They'll have a timeout. Discuss what to do, but well, in track and field it's called surging, and it's probably what you can see here from Ukraine. They just keep surging, being able to string a few key points together. So Angelika Chekina, lovely serve. Oh, and the blockers just doing such a great job at the net for Ukraine. So effective. 1 point away from set point. And so this brings up set point to take a commanding lead of this bronze medal match. Can the Netherlands save one of these set points? Oh, it's very good play from Ukraine. So they've taken a 2-0 lead, 25-14 in the first, 25-21 in the second set. as we be able to bring you some highlights from that second set of play. So it's half time at the women's wheelchair basketball match, and the score, as I mentioned before, it's quite a shock. 38-24, the Netherlands in the lead over the United States of America as we bring up the statistics. So Netherlands slightly up on spikes, but blocks, as you expect. Marginally better for Ukraine, and 4 aces. And the service errors all but rubbed out, so that's good news for both sides. And there's a women's team open category wheelchair fencing competition going on at the moment. China is playing Hungary for the gold medal. So in the wheelchair fencing team category, there's 3 players on each team. It's a bit of a round-robin tournament. So that's what's happening there. I'll bring you up to date with what happened in the wheelchair tennis earlier today, because of course Esther Vergeer, the champion Dutch tennis player, was playing. I actually haven't checked the score myself today, how she went. So Esther Vergeer from the Netherlands defeated compatriot Aniek van Koot in the final. It was Vergeer's 4th consecutive gold medal in the women's singles wheelchair tennis. It's absolutely remarkable. She's such a champion. The scoreline was 6-love, 6-3. So Ukraine getting on the board first in this crucial third set. If they win this, they can win the match and the bronze medal. Netherlands needs to stay in this. Already 2 sets down. So 2-1, the Netherlands to serve, and Rabin will serve now for the Netherlands. Ukraine looking very dominant. So a reminder that during pool play, Ukraine beat the Netherlands 3-1. And Ukraine's fittingly ranked number 3 in the world. The Netherlands ranked number 4, and here they are playing off for the bronze medal. Oh, lovely little tap over there. So the Netherlands takes a 5-4 lead in this third set. So 5-all in the third set, and if you're enjoying the coverage of this match, please do jump on Twitter and use the hashtag of Sitting Volleyball. There's been a lot of people tweeting pictures from inside the stadium. It's quite funny, really. Certainly a party-like atmosphere at Excel. Now this stadium is away from the main Olympic Park. Not too far though. It's only a couple of stops on the tube. Part of that North Greenwich precinct. Oh, Ukraine recovers well. And wild celebration for that particular shot. Jokke van Marum was the player there, finding the space. Nice return of serve there. So both teams applauding that time, but it was actually the Netherlands that won the point. So we'll go to a break here. So you can see Viktor Timonchenko and Yaroslav Malovyan in the picture there for Ukraine. That's the Ukrainian coaching staff. So the Netherlands are a very tight-knit outfit. They're communicating well. There was only that one period of play where that was that slight confusion, but as I said, that's a real rarity for sides of this calibre. So the Ukrainian players there, can tell a lot by their demeanour, looking very, very confident and relaxed and really enjoying the experience, because look at the crowd, fantastic. The Dutch supporters looking on, looking a little anxious, it has to be said. But this game is far from over. So the shot is long, so that'll tie the scores up at 8-all in the third set. My apologies, it is 7-8. Nice return there from the Netherlands, so they take a 9-7 lead in this third set. So nice blocking again. And every time the Netherlands starts to eke out a little bit of an advantage, Ukraine seems to be able to find something special in response and not let them build too much of a lead. It happened also in the second set. We saw the Ukraine could get up by a point or two, but it was never any more than that. Ukraine able to maintain their focus under pressure. Was that long? No, it was long, so the point is awarded to Ukraine. So 10-9. Eleven plays 9. So you can see referee Joe Campbell there from the United States. Did get a bit of a smile out of him earlier. So there's people all over the world watching this match at the moment, and there's para volleyball associations watching, and of course fans right around the world. And plenty of fans here have shown up to Excel. And a lot of people are tweeting pictures of themselves saying how excited they are, and gee, London really has embraced the Paralympic Games and has relaxed and enjoyed it just so much. And the crowd today, well, it was absolutely packed out at Olympic Park. So this is a danger zone for the Netherlands. 14-9, Ukraine with a 5-point lead. They're already 2 sets up. And what can the Netherlands do in response this time? Klochkova serves. Nice work again there. So much pressure, relentless pressure. All right, so 16-9, this is very, very interesting, and as I said, a danger zone for the Dutch side. They need to make something out of this, otherwise they can forget about the bronze medal. So Ukraine and the Netherlands return to the court in this bronze medal match. The next match, of course, for the gold medal between China and the United States. That's another hour away, though. The serve is wide. So the Netherlands, they're hanging in there, and this is the number 6, Karine Harmsen. Oh dear, it was a misplaced dig there, but oh, Oh, the Netherlands almost managed to salvage that point, but it was really the Ukraine just dictating the constant pressure and attacking play. So Ukraine leading 17-10, in control of this set. Oh, and it's all just coming in point after point now for Ukraine. The Netherlands need to put a stop to this. So an extraordinary performance here by Ukraine, so consistent. So I believe one of the Ukrainian players may have made contact with the net there. So 18-11, the Netherlands fighting to stay in this. Oh, and the shot was wide. And Robin. So a rally here from the Netherlands, but a few errors creeping into the game of the Ukrainians. So in the women's wheelchair basketball bronze medal match, the Netherlands 55, the United States 35. We're in the third quarter of that match. Well, we're into the danger zone now, 19-13. The Netherlands remaining buoyant. You wouldn't think that they were down by 2 sets, so it's a state of mind to stay in this match. You can't drop your heads and think you're about to lose, because then you will. Ostinska to serve. Oh, it's a good shot. Stinnison. The Ukrainians really wondering what had hit them then. It's a lovely placement. And they so desperately want to close this out. Well, 15-19. You certainly won't give up on this team. They're relentless in their endeavour. 2015, Ukraine. That's a great serve, attacking serve. 21-15, 4 points away from the bronze medal. Oh, is it wide? No, it's good. 22-16. Oh, they sense it. They absolutely do. They know they can do this. The Netherlands have been refusing to give up. So Privlikina is on the court, taking the place of Chikina, who's played extremely well, it must be said, for Ukraine. One of the senior members of the side, very experienced. Oh, it's long. That brings up match point. 24-16. This has been a very, very fast game, both on the clock and with the tempo, but I'm quite surprised at how quickly this is drawing to a close. They've done it. Ukraine has sealed off victory and the bronze medal. And look at them rejoicing. They've really enjoyed this. The number 3rd ranked team in the world, fittingly, has won the bronze medal. The Netherlands stayed in it, but from the outset, Ukraine was relentless. The celebrations are euphoric. So in straight sets, they've clinched this medal: 25-14, 25-21, 25-16 at XL. Lovely embrace there and a bit of emotion from Chikina. Well, it was a commanding performance and very deserving winners. They've been such strong performers in this tournament. They would have been disappointed not to be competing for the gold medal tonight, but thrilled to have won the bronze medal. Very, very difficult to back up day after day and play your best volleyball. The coaching staff are emotional too. Oh, it's a fantastic evening if you're a Ukrainian fan. So we'll stay here at Excel for just the moment, and we'll bring you some more Paralympic action shortly, but we will be able to see some highlights from this commanding victory, a straight sets victory. The medal ceremony will be later tonight. That will be, of course, after we find out who the winners are of the gold medal match. So we're leaving Excel for just the moment. Of course, we've got the gold medal match between China and the United States still to come. But for now, we'll take you to some wheelchair fencing and the bronze medal match that was on earlier this evening.